Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Reds Reloaded Podcast, the podcast where we talk about everything Cincinnati Reds. I am your host, Kyle Luther, a lifelong Cincinnati Reds fan. I do not have Chandler this week. He is out on military leave, but we appreciate everything he does. So, guys, let's get into these last three games against the Cubs, right? So, the scores of the games were 4-0, 3-5, and 4-8. We went 1-2 in that series. It's every week, guys. I don't even know how to sugarcoat it anymore. It's every week that we're losing series, and it's frustrating as a Reds fan. It really, truly is. My overall grade for the Reds this week. So I think my overall grade is going to be let's go with a C. I will explain a little bit further. The pitching did really good. We had a couple bad starts. We had a bad start from Andrew Abbott on Sunday, and it really showed. I'll get into that a little bit later when I'm diving deep into the games. But Hunter Green had an amazing performance on Friday, and obviously Nick Lodolo had his start on Saturday, and it showed. We're back to typical Nick Lodolo style. But my overall grade is a C. The Reds pitching did phenomenal in some games. Some games they didn't, and the bats were really, really alive in the games. So overall grade for the Reds this week is a C. That went up from last week because I said an F in the last episode. So biggest surprise, it's just not seeing the Reds perform. My biggest surprise is not seeing the Reds perform because we had some of these games won, right? We had 4 runs in that last game. We had 3 runs in that last game. We were up 2-0 late, halfway through that second game, and we had those games won, and we just can't finish it out. My biggest disappointment is not being able to finish games out, obviously, and it's kind of showing throughout the season. Like, we can't finish series out like we were earlier in the season. In April, we were dominating, and since then, it's like we can't find our bats. We can't pitch well. We can't do any of that. My best win's going to be Hunter Green's start on Friday. I will get into his amazing performance later in this episode, but that's the best win I see. So, toughest loss, I think it goes throughout the series, guys. I mean, we're not finishing series off. We're not winning series, and it's just series after series we're losing. Is there momentum heading into the next series? Absolutely not. We don't have any momentum heading into this series against the Rockies. The Rockies are one of the they're the worst team, I think, by record. I think they're the second worst team in the MLB right now. And I wish we would get some momentum because we have quality starters starting those games, and we could win that series and get that momentum back after the All-Star break. And it would be a great way to start the second half of the season, getting that momentum back, winning games, winning that series, and starting to find rhythm. Are we going to have trades throughout the July and into August? Probably. We might see, I'll get into that a little bit later, we might see a couple big-name players from the Reds go. So let's dive deep into these games, okay? Friday night against the Cubs, we won 4-0. We had a .228 batting average. We had 2 home runs in that game from Ellie and Blade. Blade had 2 RBIs, Ellie had 1, and Sal Stewart had 1. Sal Stewart's starting to find the bat again, not striking out as much and trying to hit the ball. Ellie's really performing well, and Blade's finding the bat. That's what we've seen in this series, and as I go throughout the series, you'll hear that. You'll hear Blade's name throughout this, and he's really finding the bat, and that's why he got one of our awards this week for being able to hit and do well throughout the series. So, starting pitching, Hunter Green. Hunter Green had an amazing performance. He went 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, and 12 strikeouts. Guys, he got pizza by himself for the fans. He got 12 strikeouts in that game. Now, we talked about it a little bit. It was funny because we talked about it in the last episode that Hunter Green performed terrible in his last start. And man, did he prove us wrong. 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, and 12 strikeouts. He really did perform very well, and that's what makes me laugh because we were not talking crap about him. We were like, he needs to bounce back. If he really wants to be that ace that we say he is, that Reds fans say he is, he needs to bounce back and have a better start, and he sure the heck did. So after Hunter Green, Brock Bird came in, 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, and 1 strikeout. Emilio Pagan came in after that. He had 1 inning pitched, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Nothing to really talk about on the defense side. Nothing to really talk about the base running. And there was 9 men left on base. Think about that, guys. We won 4-0. Hunter Green had an amazing performance, but we still left 9 runners on base. And that's the problem that I see with the Reds. It's every single series we're leaving runners on base. We can't get those runners home and get those runs batted in throughout the game. And we have, I mean, it's every series and every single game. We have at least 5 to 10 runners left on base in every game. Going on to Saturday afternoon, guys. We lost 3-5. We had a .229 batting average. We had 3 home runs in that game. Nate Lowe had 1, Suarez had 1, and J.J. Bleday had 1. I'm telling you, J.J. Bleday's back on track. It's the J.J. Bleday we saw a month prior where he was hitting home runs like it was nothing. Nick Lodolo, guys, he was our starting pitching in that. Going back a little bit, I'm sorry, guys. Going back a little bit, RBIs. Nate Lowe had 1, Suarez had 1, and J.J. Bleday had 1. So each of their homers were a single home run and no runners on base. They had a single RBI from those. So starting pitching, guys, let's get into Nick Lodolo. He went 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 1 home run. Nick Lodolo did leave that game early because of another blister, guys. I don't know. I really don't know what is up with Nick Lodolo and why he's getting so many blisters. And it's become an issue. And guys, I'm going to be completely honest. We basically pitched our whole bullpen in this game. We kind of wasted the arms in this game. Caleb Ferguson came in after Nick Lodolo. He went 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 0 walks, and 0 strikeouts. Garcia came in after him. He went an inning, 1 hit, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and 1 home run. Brock Bird came in after that. He went 1/3 of an inning with 1 hit, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, and 0 strikeouts. And then Pierce Johnson came in after that. He went 1 inning pitch, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, and 0 strikeouts. And then TJ Antone came in, guys. One inning, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, and 1 strikeout. I don't really like Terry Francona's way of kind of going through this game. We kind of pitched everybody in that game. Everybody in the bullpen, we cleared them out. And I don't think I like that idea of playing everybody because we're wasting arms. We really are. We're wasting arms. But going off the bullpen, our defense plays. We had a double play started by Ellie. It went to Arroyo, and then it went to Nathaniel Lowe. Base running. Ellie had a stolen base, and Ellie got caught stealing. So, and then we left 8 runners on base, guys. So, again, like you saw in that last game against the Cubs, we left runners on base. And it's happening every single game. I'm telling you guys, it's happening every single game. We're leaving runners on base. We are not pushing those runs in. The third game against the Cubs, so we lost 4-8, guys. Batting average in this game was a 230. Suarez had a home run. Suarez had 2 RBIs. Steer had an RBI. And J.J. Bleday, another RBI. Andrew Abbott did not have a great performance, guys. He went 4 innings, 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. I don't know. I think Andrew Abbott is currently not finding his rhythm again. So he currently has a 3.92 ERA. So not too bad, but definitely not too good. But Chase Petty came in after him. He went 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 0 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Sam Moll went a third of an inning. He had 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 0 walks, and 1 strikeout. Pierce Johnson came in after that. He went 2 1/3, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 0 walks, 0 strikeouts, and 1 home run. Rhett Lauder, seeing Rhett Lauder late in games now, guys. We're kind of seeing him out of that starting role, and I'll get into that a little bit later when I go into the next series. It was kind of weird seeing Rhett Lauder late in games, but he went 2 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Kind of a good performance. And I said we need to find a closer. We need to find somebody that will go in the bullpen and shine, come out, handle the business, get the job done. But that's the problem we're seeing is we're not getting the job done. So what do we do at closing? What do we do in the 5th inning or the 6th inning when our starting pitching is tired? What are we going to do? And where are we going to go in the bullpen? We saw all different players. Like that second game, we saw Ferguson, Garcia, Burke, Johnson, Antone. And then in the second game, we saw Petty come out. And then we saw Moll. And then we saw Pierce Johnson. And we saw Rhett Lauder. So I don't know what we could do different to kind of maintain a balance in the bullpen and kind of bring the same guys out. Like, hey, this guy's gonna pitch in the 6th inning. This guy's gonna pitch in the 7th inning, 8th inning, 9th innings. I want a balance in the bullpen. I don't think we have that. I think we're going completely random right now. And I know it depends on the lineup. If the team we're facing has left-handed batters, right-handed batters, I know that matters, but I think there needs to be a balance in the bullpen. Great defensive play by Ke'Bryan Hayes. We saw Ke'Bryan Hayes this past weekend, and we had Hayes to Edwin Arroyo to Sal Stewart. Nothing to really talk about on that base running. And then we had 8 runners left on base. So that is your weekly report for the game stats. If you guys have anything else, don't be afraid to drop it in the comments on our Facebook page. Tag us in some stuff. Don't be shy, guys. I promise we will answer to the best of our ability. And if we don't know something, we'll absolutely try to figure it out for you guys. So don't hesitate to reach out to us, guys. So after that series, right, we had the All-Star break. We had the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game. We saw something a little different in the Home Run Derby, and I'll touch on it. So we'll shift gears to the Home Run Derby first. So your Derby winner was Jordan Walker. I watched the entire Home Run Derby. It was electric at the end. If you guys didn't see that, go back and watch it. Go back and watch it on YouTube. I know it's on YouTube. So Derby winner was Jordan Walker. The biggest surprise that the Phillies players didn't perform. Bryce Harper was out in that first round. Kyle Schwarber didn't get it done. So home field advantage don't really matter. But we did see it in Cincinnati when Todd Frazier hit in 2015. He walked it off to win the Derby in 2015. My favorite home run in that game, or in the Home Run Derby. Jordan Walker was down to his final swing. So that the new kind of way of them doing it is each player gets 20 swings. and then I think it's 15 in the next round, and then it's 15 in the last round. So they have like swings. So each swing counts as a swing, and it marks off your total. So Jordan Walker in the finals was down to his final swing. He had to hit 4 home runs. He had 8 home runs total. He had to hit 4 because Kyle Schwarber had 11. He had to hit 4 to win. What does Jordan Walker do? Jordan Walker does it. He wins the Derby. He hits a final walk-off and wins the Derby. Best matchup was probably that Kyle Schwarber, Jordan Walker matchup that we saw in the finals. That was a really good finals. Kyle Schwarber came out to perform. He was really hitting bombs. And Jordan Walker came out to perform a little better. So my biggest upset about the home run derby. My biggest upset has to be Bryce Harper not doing better than he did. He only hit 8 home runs in the derby. So I don't know if it was the new format, the 20 swings that hurt him, but he only hit 8 home runs out of 20 swings. So do you guys, I want to know your take on it. Do you think the format should have been changed, or do you think it should go back to timed, where it was timed back in the day? Or do you like the swings? Did you guys watch the Derby? What did you think of the Derby? I'll give you a hot take for a second. Which Reds player would you like to see in a future Derby? I would like to see Sal Stewart or Ellie De La Cruz if we keep them around. We could see them get traded, but I don't want to see either of them get traded, but I think we're going to see something come July 31st. We're going to see something change July 31st. I'm optimistic of that. I think something's going to change, and I think somebody's going to get traded. But it is what it is. If somebody does get traded, then somebody gets traded. And we're going to have to, unfortunately, deal with it as Reds fans because that's what we deal with every single time. So, your final score of your Midsummer Classic, the All-Star Game. We're moving on to the All-Star Game now, guys. Your final score was 4-0 AL All-Stars. Cody Bellinger was your MVP. And the Reds players' performance, we had Sal Stewart. He got 1 at bat, and he walked. So not too shabby. I know he got a compliment from Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts really likes him. So, I don't know, guys. Maybe we see Sal Stewart go to the Dodgers. Not something I want to see, but something that might happen. Biggest surprise, probably that the NL didn't perform very well, and the AL took that game. They took it 4-0. They beat them pretty bad. So, I think that's my biggest surprise of that game is that they just took that game away from the NL and went on their merry way. All right, guys. Moving off the All-Star Game, let's go into the Reds Reloaded injury reports. So, guys, nothing really changed from last week. Graham Ashcraft still on the 60-day DL. Brandon Williamson still on the 60-day DL. Blake Dunn still on the 10-day DL. Tony Santillan still on the 15-day DL. Matt McClain, he's still on the 10-day DL. And our new one that got added was Nick Lodolo. Nick Lodolo got added after Saturday's game. But let's see. Recent rehab assignments. Dane Myers did get sent to our rookie-level Arizona complex for a rehab that began on Monday. This past Monday that just passed. I don't have any expected timelines or anything like that. I don't have an update on Dunn. The last update on Dunn was he was resuming baseball activities on Saturday, and that was the Saturday before. And then Dane Myers got sent to our rookie-level complex in Arizona. So hopefully Dane Myers can get back. That was a brutal injury that he performed or he got done to him. But Dane Myers, strong guy. He got up. X-rays were negative, so that's what I love to hear. So let's go on to our Who is Reloaded, our players of the week, guys. So I was talking about JJ Bleday. JJ Bleday is really performing. He's doing well. He's showing us that he can be the guy he was a month ago. The guy that was hitting home runs constantly, the guy that was getting on base constantly. So the player of the week is JJ Bleday. He had 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. Suarez is our hot bat award. He could be that player of the week. He had 1 less RBI than JJ Bleday. He had 3 RBIs in that series against the Cubs, and he also had 2 home runs. The pitcher of the week. We're not even going to argue this, guys. Hunter Green deserves it, right? Hunter Green deserves it because Hunter Green, heck of a performance. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, and 12 strikeouts. Anytime you get 12 strikeouts in a game, you know you're going to be the pitcher of the week. If Brady Singer was that, I would put Brady Singer on that list. If Rhett Lauder was that, I would put him on the list. So I kind of wanted to touch base on Andrew Abbott a little bit. Andrew Abbott, he earns our Needs to Bounce Back award. Andrew Abbott did not have a strong performance at all in his game. He went 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So I don't know what's wrong with Andrew Abbott. Andrew Abbott's kind of that fluctuating guy. It just depends on which Andrew Abbott you're going to get throughout the week. So I don't know what's wrong with him, guys, but hopefully he can bounce back and show that he can perform again. But maybe that's somebody we trade. Hot take. I don't know. So our unsung hero is JJ Bleday. JJ Bleday, he had 4 RBIs, 2 home runs. I don't even have to say it, guys. JJ Bleday really performed well in this series against the Cubs. That I think he deserves that award because he really bounced back and he's like, hey, I can perform. I can be a hot bat. I can hit home runs. I can get on base. I can get runs batted in. So that is our weekly awards, guys. Now let's go on to our dugout debate, right? Some questions that we have. Should we buy or sell? I think we should buy. But I know some people are like, sell, sell, sell. But what if we sell our whole team away and we sell our good players away? Reds fans are used to it, but I don't know. I don't know if we should buy or sell or we should do both. Should we extend or wait? Should we extend? I'll talk about it here in a second. Should we extend Sal Stewart? Should we extend Ellie De La Cruz? Should we extend Brady Singer? Like, these guys that are performing, should we extend now rather than wait? Do we trade or keep them? Do we trade people like Sal Stewart? Do we trade people like Andrew Abbott or Brady Singer or Ellie De La Cruz, Hunter Green even? Like, do we trade those people? So do we miss the playoffs or do we make the playoffs? I think honestly this year, if we have a performance like we did in the first half, I think we're going to miss the playoffs this year. It's just, you're not going to go to the playoffs and constantly keep losing series, guys. That's not how that works. We can't constantly be losing series and expect to make the playoffs. Like, we barely squeezed in last year, and we saw what happened with the Dodgers in that series. I don't want that again. Rookie of the Year, I do think Sal Stewart really deserves that Rookie of the Year award, but we know how MLB voters are, and we know how the MLB is. They're not going to push for Sal Stewart to be the Rookie of the Year this year because he's on a losing squad. They usually pick players that are on winning squads, and I don't know what he is currently in with the like the place he's in, the betting odds right now of him winning Rookie of the Year, but I do think he deserves it. Cy Young candidate. I think Chase Burns deserves this. Chase Burns is having an amazing season. I mean, Chase Burns is 11-1 with a 2.54 ERA and 118 strikeouts. That's why something happened on Thursday that needed to happen. Biggest trade need, I think, is bullpen. I think is outfield. But we'll kind of see where the Reds go. Do we extend players or do we trade players? I'll be very interested to see where the Reds go with it. But kind of biggest surprise. My biggest surprise is kind of the Reds starting off hot and then going downhill after April. Since May 1st, the Reds are terrible. So I think that's my biggest surprise because we started off very hot. We had a winning record. We were fighting for first place. But then it just tanked after May 1st. And I don't like to see that. So I think that's also my biggest disappointment is just the lack of winning. There's no winning going on in this ball club right now. Yeah, we may win one game a series or two games a series, but why aren't we taking those series? Why aren't we taking them at all? Why are we not winning those? So, kind of biggest surprise, biggest disappointment is going together. Do I see a World Series in the next 5 years? It's a hot take, isn't it? It's a hot take because we want the Reds to win a World Series, but I don't know if I see the Reds winning a World Series because I don't know if they deserve a World Series right now. With how they're playing, this team don't deserve a World Series. But hopefully we get some trade targets in the offseason and be able to bounce back and have a good next 5 years. I don't know. I mean, we're talking 5 years into the future. We might not have Ellie. We might not have Sal. We might not have Hunter Green. We have Chase Burns, but I don't know if we're going to have the players we do now. So, and I don't know if we're going to have Tito. Tito's only on a 3-year contract, and his third year is coming up next year. So I don't know if we're going to have Tito. So that's a question that raises, who's going to be the Reds' next manager? Let us know on our Facebook page what you think about that. I think honestly I would give Larkin a chance. Give Barry Larkin a chance to lead this team. Or bring back Skip Schumacher. He played for the Reds a little bit in the early 2010s. And I think, honestly, he would be a good fit for the Reds. And so either Skip Schumacher or Barry Larkin. I think that's our odds of winning a World Series. So around going off the All-Star break, around the NL Central Baseball, here are the current standings in the NL Central. We have the Brewers at 59-37. We have the Cubs at 54-42. We have the Cardinals at 50-45. We have the Pirates at 50-47. And we have the Reds at 43-52. Do you guys honestly think, if you're this far in the episode, I got to ask you a question. Do you think the Reds can bounce back and have a great second half? Can we turn that record around and get up in those standings, not necessarily win the Central, but get into a wild card spot? Fight back for a wild card spot. Do you think we can do that? Let us know on our Facebook page if you do think we can do that. I mean, I don't know, guys. Me personally, I don't think we can, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the Reds do. We'll see what trades we make, who we get rid of, and who we pick up. I think that's our biggest biggest ask right now, like who we're going to pick up. Who are we going to pick up? Who are you going to trade? So it's going to be interesting to see what this second half brings. And we need that momentum heading into the second half because we do not have any momentum right now. So the wild card race, guys, the Brewers are currently the division leader, so they automatically get in the playoffs. The Cubs also hold a wild card spot right now. The Cardinals are 1 game out of the wild card spot. The Pirates are 2 games out of the wild card spot. And the Reds are 8 games out of the wild card spot. So, biggest surprise team for me is out of the NL Central is the Cubs. They are 6-4 in their last 10 games. And they're just performing very well. I really thought the Cubs were going to be on the bottom of the division this year. And I think a lot of the predictors were predicting that, the Cubs to be on the bottom. So I don't know. That's my biggest team. Or that's my biggest surprise team for the NL Central. My biggest surprise team for the MLB is the whole AL West. That's the Rangers. That's the Mariners. That's the Angels, and there's one final team in there. I just can't think of it right now. But that whole AL West is terrible. Is absolutely terrible. I mean, I think the division leader in that is only 2 games above 500. That's a really bounce back from what we saw last year and what we saw the Mariners do last year. That's your final team, the Mariners. So we've seen them completely switch up, and we've seen that whole division just perform very, very poorly. So I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna see from them. So we'll see, guys. We'll see what it brings us. Keep on chucking along, guys. Extra inning predictions. Let's go over these next 2 series against the Rockies and the Mariners. Speaking of the AL West. So, the Rockies, guys. The Rockies are 39-59 right now. They're terrible. And we have a chance to bounce back here going into these next 2 series and being able to bounce back in the division, bounce back in the wild card spots, and be able to really take initiative and have that momentum grasping throughout the second half. I really hope we can. I really hope we have that momentum. So, guys, our probable starters are Brady Singer for that first game against the Rockies, Rhett Lauder for that second game, and Hunter Green for that third game. They do not have our starter announced for the third game against the Mariners, but in the first game, we're going to see Andrew Abbott, and then we're going to see Chase Burns. Hot take, does Chase Burns continue his Cy Young season? Is he going to do good in the second half? Is Andrew Abbott going to turn it around? I think Hunter Green's right where we need him at. I still don't think he's our ace. As much as everybody says it, I don't think Hunter Green's our ace right now, guys. So, just my hot take. Don't get mad at me. But that's our pitching probabilities. Series record. Series record against the Rockies. I think we go 3-0. I think you see a completely different Reds team. And then against the Mariners, I think we go 2-1. I think we lose the first game against Andrew Abbott. The game that Andrew Abbott's pitching. And then I think we win the next 2. I don't know who our probable starter is for the Mariners last game. But I guess we'll see, guys. That's my series prediction. 3-0 against the Rockies and 2-1 against the Mariners. I think we can really bounce back coming out of the All-Star break. Everybody's healed up. Everybody's healthy per se, and everybody's got that mindset like, let's win now. Player of the week for next week. Wow, this is tough. I think I think Suarez is going to be our player of the week. Suarez is going to be our player of the week. And our home run leader, I think J.J. Bleday continues it. Winning pitcher, I mean, right now, guys, it's against Hunter Green and Chase Burns. I really want to take Chase Burns in this, but I think Hunter Green gets the winning pitcher. So it'll be interesting to see their stats and how they line up. And if they go past 6 innings or if they go 7, 8, I don't know. Bold prediction, guys. What's my bold prediction for these two series? I wish my bold prediction was going 6-0 in these two series. That's not my bold prediction. I think my bold prediction is only losing one game. Only losing one game throughout those two series. So, I don't know. You guys will have to see. So, before we wrap up, we want to take a look back in Reds history. I got 2 things on the list for today. The All-Star break, guys. So, the 2024 All-Star break, the Reds entered the second half of the season at 47-50. They were sitting in fourth place in the NL Central and 3 games out of the final wildcard spot. In 2025, the Reds were 50-47. They were just 2.5 games out of the National League wildcard entering the second half. And you obviously see the Reds turned it around in 25. We got a great we started to win, and we got into that final wild card spot and was able to play the Dodgers. Unfortunately, we didn't win. I know Chandler's hot take was if we got in past the Dodgers, we would have ended up winning the World Series because the Dodgers beat everybody else and they won the World Series. So Chandler's hot take was we might have won the World Series if we would have beat the Dodgers. So that's going to do it for this episode, guys. I know this is a very short episode, and I apologize about that, but I had very little to talk about now. We only had 3 games this series. It's going to be a lot longer next week, I promise. We're going to be back to that hour-long episode. But that's going to do it for this episode. If you did like this episode, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Go to all the platforms and subscribe, follow. We're on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. But we do appreciate you guys. And as Marty would say, this one belongs to the Reds. See you guys.